Have you ever felt like life was pushing you down no matter how hard you tried? Like the world had already decided your limits before you even got a chance to prove yourself? That's exactly how Ethan felt. Ethan wasn't born into success. He wasn't the smartest kid in school or the one teachers noticed. He was just average, maybe even below average. His grades were terrible, his confidence was low, and people often laughed at his dreams. His father worked at a small repair shop, his mother cleaned houses to help with bills, and life was always about surviving, not living. But deep down, Ethan had something no one could see, a quiet fire, a small voice whispering, "You can be more." He didn't know how or when, but he knew one thing for sure. He didn't want to stay where he was forever. At 16, he tried to join a local basketball team. He loved the game, but he was short, clumsy, and out of shape. During his first practice, he missed every shot. The coach sighed and said, "Maybe sports isn't your thing, kid." The team laughed. That night, Ethan sat on the floor of his small room, holding his old basketball, staring at it for hours. He could have quit right there. Most people would have. But something inside him whispered again, "Try again." So he did. Every morning before school, while others were still asleep, Ethan went to the old court behind his neighborhood. He practiced shooting, running, dribbling, alone. He missed thousands of shots, but he kept going. Rain or shine, he showed up. His shoes wore out, his hands blistered, but his determination grew stronger. Months passed, then years. He didn't become a superstar overnight. He didn't suddenly wake up talented, but step by step, he got better. The boy who once couldn't make a single shot was now hitting 10 in a row. At 18, he tried out for his college basketball team. When he entered the gym, the same nervous feeling came back, the same fear of being laughed at. During the tryouts, he stumbled again at first, but this time, he didn't stop. He played his heart out. The coach noticed something different, not skill, not talent, but heart. At the end of the day, the coach walked up to him and said, "You're rough around the edges, kid, but you've got something I can't teach. You've got hunger." Ethan made the team. But life still wasn't easy. He was the weakest player at first, always benched, rarely called to play. Some teammates mocked him, saying, "You'll never be more than a bench warmer." Every night after practice, while others went out, Ethan stayed in the gym, practicing free throws, running drills, watching his form in the mirror. He wasn't competing with others anymore. He was competing with the person he was yesterday. Then one day, during a big game, something unexpected happened. The team's star player got injured in the first quarter. Everyone panicked. The coach looked around and finally said, "Ethan, you're in." The crowd was silent. Even Ethan froze for a moment. This was his chance, the one moment he had dreamed about for years. When he stepped onto the court, his heart was racing so fast he could barely breathe. But as the ball touched his hands, time slowed down. He remembered every early morning, every missed shot, every moment of doubt, and every time he chose not to quit. Ethan played like never before. He hustled for every ball, made perfect passes, and scored the winning shot at the buzzer. The entire stadium erupted in cheers. For the first time, he wasn't invisible. He was the hero. That night, when he returned to his dorm room, he didn't celebrate. He just sat quietly, tears in his eyes. Not because he won the game, but because he realized something deeper. He had won against his old self. Years went by. Ethan kept playing, improving, inspiring others. After college, he didn't become an NBA star or a millionaire, but he became something more meaningful, a mentor. He started coaching kids from poor neighborhoods, the kind of kids who were told they'd never make it. He taught them what no one had taught him, that success isn't about talent or luck. It's about consistency, courage, and never giving up when life tells you to quit. Ethan would always tell his students, "I'm not special. I just refused to quit." And that became his life's philosophy.
One day, a journalist came to interview him. She asked, "Ethan, what made you keep going when everything was against you?" He smiled and said, "Because I learned that losing is just practice for winning." Every failure taught me something the easy days never could. He looked out the window at his small training court filled with laughing kids. And for a moment, he saw himself. That lost, hopeless boy who once sat alone holding a basketball in his tiny room. He whispered softly, "You did it. You finally did it." Ethan's story became local news, then spread online. People called him the man who never gave up. But Ethan didn't care about fame. His victory wasn't about the world knowing his name. It was about proving to himself that starting from zero doesn't mean you stay there. Because being a hero isn't about being perfect or rich or famous. It's about refusing to give up when you're at your lowest. It's about standing up one more time after every fall. Ethan's journey reminds us all of something powerful. Success doesn't come to those who have it easy. It comes to those who show up even when they don't feel ready. It comes to those who fail and still choose to try again. So, if you're watching this and life feels unfair, if you think you've already lost your chance, remember Ethan. Remember the boy who started with nothing, no talent, no confidence, no support, but ended up inspiring thousands. You might be at your zero right now, but zero is not the end. It's the clean slate, the place where heroes are born. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for people to believe in you. Start where you are with what you have right now. Because every legend, every winner, every success story, one started exactly where you are. The truth is, your turnaround won't happen in one day. It will happen slowly, in silence, when no one's watching. When you wake up early, work hard, and keep believing in yourself, even when nobody else does. And one day, when you finally achieve what you've been fighting for, you'll look back and realize that every failure, every tear, every lonely night was building the person you were meant to become. From zero to hero. That's not a story about luck. It's a story about faith, effort, and the courage to never stop trying.